You may have seen a player revealed today. That's right. I was flicking through my social media feeds and a lot of people retweeting Nottingham Forest's social media accounts.
Yeah.
They didn't put Lingard on the back of the shirt. No need. They're not that. They are they're in the modern world, ladies and gentlemen. No need for Lingard on the back, number 11. They've gone for Jay Lings. What are you? Jay Lings, as in Jesse Lingard, has become a Nottingham Forest player. Listen, the player reveal, you've got to be, I suppose, with the modern market, with the way that people are obviously interacting with social media, you've got to cater for your audience. And that's cool, man. Listen, I'm a 41-year-old bloke. Whatever's going on in social media, I'm not bothered. I'm interested in the signing of a player to a football team and how that player in that football team are going to do in the upcoming season. When you delve into the deal here, because if you think about it, if you strip it back and you just look at the headline, Jesse Lingard signs for Nottingham Forest, when, let's be straight, quite a lot of other Premier League clubs fancy Jesse Lingard, i.e. West Ham United, who are a pretty decent Premier League club. When you look at that headline, it's alarming. People get a little bit giddy. They shout from the rooftops going, what is Jesse Lingard doing? Who's his advisor? This is absolutely nonsense. When you strip it back and you actually look into the deal, there's plenty of positives here. And I kind of like this. I'm going to come at this from a Nottingham Forest point of view first and foremost, right? Mm-hmm. Because we see these teams, they get themselves promoted, they get themselves to the promised land, they get a little bit giddy because they got that Premier League money, don't they? They start splashing it all over the place and they take major risks in order to stay in the Premier League. Now, if that does not pay off, then they've got themselves in a bit of bother because they've got contracts there that they have to obviously be obligated to with players if they've not been clever and got little break clauses in there. Yeah. Those players are now going to become championship players and you're paying Premier League wages for those players. So when you strip this down and you see 1 year deal, nice. Yeah, we're going to pay you through the nose, mate. We're going to pay you some proper money. There's over 100 grand in a week in this for you. But we want you to come here for 1 year and the aim is keep us in the Premier League. Basically a gun for hire. Jesse, you're a Premier League proven player. You've got aspirations of playing for England in the World Cup. Yeah. Come to Nottingham Forest, keep us in the Premier League. From a Nottingham Forest point of view, I absolutely think this is genius. And I hope this might set precedent going forward for the way that newly promoted clubs in particular do business going forward. Cherry pick the best players. Cherry pick those good players. So listen, we can pay you the Premier League wages for 1 year. Come in here. Have a wonderful season with us. And if you have a wonderful season with us and keep us in the Premier League, we'll have a negotiation and maybe we can go forward. But if we don't have a wonderful season together, you're not obligated to stay with us. You can clear off and you can carry on with whatever you want to do. And if you have an even brilliant season and do keep us up, you've still got options for the player at the end of the year because you're going to be wanted by some maybe better teams in the Premier League. I think it's a win-win on many facets, this particular deal, where people on the optics will look at just the headline and go, Jesse's sold out. Has he?
Yeah.
Do you think he's sold out?
Listen, see me, yeah? Listen, I get it. I get what Jesse's trying to do here. I get it. I get what the deal's great for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
When you explain it like that, it's great. But for me, like the type of person I am, right? And it doesn't go for every person, but I would look at it and I'll be like, do you know what? It's a bit weird for me as a player that don't want stability. You want stability in your life. You're going to a stable Premier League team that's in Europe, yeah, and they're going to look for to progress. They're buying good players. They're making sure that they're a stable team. Why would you want to go and just go on the imbalance because you just don't know you haven't secured your future? That's the way I look at it. Like, I always want to secure...
He's getting 120 bags a week, pal.
No, I don't think... So you
From a financial point of view, that secures his future.
Okay, from a financial point of view, yes, it's perfect for him, yeah? But I'm talking about legacy. I'm talking about being loved, having a home. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right. Well,
if you don't value that, that's what I'm saying. It comes to the particular player. If they don't value that, they don't care about that, then fair enough, yeah?
If Jesse Lingard, let's say he gets 10 goals this season...
Yeah,
10 plus.
Then he would have done his job for them.
Keeps them in the Premier League. That's the sole objective this season. Jesse Lingard, he's the catalyst of keeping him in the Premier League. If that happens, are you telling me these people in Nottingham are not going to love this guy?
Well, if it does happen, but it's a risk. It's a Premier League, this ain't a Mickey Mouse league, mate.
I'm not saying it is.
So it's hard. It's going to be hard to do that. The only reason I think that he'll be okay for them is that if he produces in the games that matter, not against the top half, all the teams that the newly promoted teams, he scores the goals to keep them in the league.
Yeah, I get that.
Like that. Not the goals that the fantastic goals are. He's going to play against Man United. He's going to go and play against Chelsea or the top four, whatever. Why did I say Man United in the top four? But you know what I'm trying to say. If to play the top half of the league that are fighting to get into the Champions League and not scoring against them boys, scoring against...
Helps if he does.
Yeah, well, that's the bonus, isn't it? It's a bonus.
Yep.
But I'm talking about scoring the goals or creating the goals that keeps them in the league with their peers at that point,
mate,
at the table.
Think about it. They have signed a guy, still in the prime of his life. He's 29 years of age. He's still prime. He's a former England international with aspirations of trying to get back in that England team to play in the World Cup.
He won't get in that England team no more. I ain't seen that.
Okay,
not playing for Nottingham Forest. He ain't getting in that England team.
Hang on.
Go on.
Right. Former England team.
Yeah.
Manchester United. He's been at the top level, been around the top players. He's going to bounce into that dressing room. If he goes in there with the right attitude, and there's no reason why you wouldn't think he's going to go in there with the right attitude. So he goes in there. Every other player around's going to go, woof, we got a player. This is Jesse Lingard. Right, okay, we raise our game. He's going to inspire quite a lot of those new young lads, galvanise the team.
It might go the other way. It might go the other way.
I don't think it will.
So the other players said, hold on, this geezer's on what? Was he under the 20 grand a week? Or
he's a proven Premier League player. They need proven Premier League players, that experience, to keep them in the league.
Just one player?
No, they need to do a few.
So who else is going to go there?
I don't know the answer I do not know the answer to that. But what I'm saying is...
I'm saying Jesse Lingard walks into the change room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know what he's come here for. He's come here for the dough. Yeah, definitely. He has. He's come here for the dough. That don't inspire me. How's that going to inspire me as a player in the changing room? I'm going to be looking at it. Well, he's just come here for the dough.
How do you know?
But coming from the owners, that has employed him, it's a calculated risk. I get it. But as a player in that changing room, I'm going to be looking at it. I'm not raising my game for Jesse Lingard.
Why has he not gone to West Ham then? Because you'd have paid him 120 grand a week.
Yeah.
Would you not?
He ain't gone to because West Ham didn't meet up to the other stuff, innit? The add-ons and all that, the signing-ons, and he wanted all of that. And the only way
because he can get in your team, he could play in your team.
Of course he can. We would have loved him to come to our team. He would have added to our team. But he's obviously his head's not on that page. He wants to cash in, and that's what it was.
Maybe what if you look at it from this angle? What if Jesse Lingard's backing himself? What if he says, right, I'm going to have 1 year at Nottingham Forest. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting paid well for this. This is cool. But let's have 1 year. I'm going to be the main guy that I'm going to play every week, guaranteed. I'm going to play. If I can stay fit, I'm playing every week.
You would have played every week at West Ham.
Right? I'm going to go and be the main guy. I'm going to keep this team in the Premier League. And if he can go and do that, you're telling me that Gareth Southgate is going to go, he's having a worldie of a season, man. He's having a worldie of a season.
Do you know how hard that is? Do you know how hard it is to do that with a newly promoted team? Do you know how hard?
Of course.
People... If he's banking on that, right, then I'll say it's a silly gamble.
Let me ask you something, right? Let me ask you something. Last season, did Brentford gamble on Christian Eriksen?
I don't know what the deal was.
No, optics. Just optics. No. Purely the headline. Did Brentford gamble on Christian Eriksen?
Different question.
No.
Gambled with his... Because that's health.
Doesn't matter. It's a gamble.
It does matter,
mate.
It does matter because it's a different type of gamble.
No, it's not. It's a gamble. It's a risk.
It is. Every player you sign is a risk. I could sign a player now. He's injured in 2 weeks.
Did Brentford gamble on Christian Eriksen?
Everyone gambles.
Just answer yes or no.
I'm not going to do that.
Did they gamble? Yes or no?
Yes. Okay.
They did.
Yes.
Did they stay in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Is he their player this season?
No.
Come on, man.
So it's not the same though.
Why is it not?
Because you didn't spend that money on Christian Eriksen.
They paid his wages, mate. They paid any wages.
How much was it? It wasn't 120 grand a week.
Listen,
they
took a gamble on a player in order to try and keep them in the Premier League. Christian Eriksen was a major catalyst of keeping them in the Premier League.
But Eriksen is a totally different. This geezer is just off the cusp of world class. He's not a world-class player. I love Eriksen, but he's not a world-class player. But he's the type of footballer that can control a game, from midfield. Yeah. It's a different type of gamble.
Hang on a minute. When Jesse Lingard went to your gaff, he was winning games for you.
Yeah, that's why it was just
They made a gamble on a guy that
wasn't a gamble.
Games.
That wasn't a gamble.
What do you mean?
That wasn't a gamble to do that. We're giving him a chance. It wasn't a gamble. And he made good of his chance, and he got back into the England squad.
Right, yeah.
That wasn't a gamble.
He can do that with Nottingham Forest.
You can do that with Nottingham Forest.
Why can't he?
I'm proven. Wait. Nottingham Forest and an unproven Premier League side.
Yeah. As
West Ham are a proven. Well, no, don't be. I see you arguing. Yeah, I've told you.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Wait. I told you. Wait. I told you. Ericsson was less of a gamble. I think it's a lesser because it's more to do with health. How is it
less of a gamble?
It's less of a gamble because it's health. It's not money. It's not money.
Health issues.
Yes, but he didn't go there for the money. He went there to prove that he can still do it because of his health. With this,
I'm talking from the club's point of view.
But that was because so I tell you what, it's not a gamble because they probably didn't even have to pay him that much because he just wanted to prove that he can do it still. Now he's getting paid because he's proved that he can do it because he's proved his health. It's different.